Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Okay, how many of you here? Hello. Okay, come, let's see who's here first. Okay, Vatika. Emmeline is here. There's Fuminance. Dexton, Francis, Nandini, Brendan, so that's Celine, Zichuan. Okay. Kaylin is here. Nelly, is it? Which Nelly is this? Oh, this is Janelle. Is it? Then there's Ella. Okay. Blizzard Claw is Ella. Okay. Josh. There's okay. Who else? Am I missing anyone? Okay. Craven is here. Rashita is here. Who is Shoot and Block? I'm Rachel is who? Tyson, is it? Tyson and who else? Come, quick. Okay. Wait, let me just quickly remind in the groups. I need everybody to come in so that I don't have to repeat anything. Okay, I don't want to repeat anything. All right. We have started. Okay, let me copy this and here. Okay. Is it y'all cannot see the link? Where is the link? China Lee, why China Lee? Okay. I will share the link again so that everybody can find it. Okay. Oh. Okay, just a moment. I'm trying to copy and paste the link to all the groups. P5, Dejon, Join. Where is the P6? P6. Okay. Okay. Okay, welcome in everyone. Okay, so today's session is special. Today is a special session. How do I do this? Hang on. I'm trying a new thing, so it's a little bit unique. I'm not doing my usual way. I think I need to go into my Claude to find my deck. And where is it? This one is called projects. Hang on, give me a moment. I want to get it out for you. Okay. Looks like I have to screen share a screen. How do I screen share a screen? Okay. Hello everyone. Can you all, before while I'm doing this, right? Can you all quickly, can you all please quickly go to the bell button, right? And then can you give me a thumbs up, please? Thank you very much. About to get started. Just give me a moment more. Should be there soon. Zoom. Okay. Why am I here? Okay. Why am I here? Okay. Why am I? And then. Oh, okay. Share. Share. Share screen. Okay. Sorry for the delay, guys. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to solve some technical problems. Give me a moment. Okay, think I'm finally ready. So, okay, 40 of you. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, who here is in my class? Who here is in my class? Type me. I see only me's are there. Wow, this me got so many E. Me. Okay, if you're not from my class, type rice. Me is for those who are from my class. Rice is for those who are not from my class. Same. Rice. Emma, what about my friend? My friend must type rice. Me. Wow, so nice. All the beautiful hearts floating. Okay, I'm going to screen share. As usual. So, let me do this. Okay, got it. And then now, where is the... Okay, so now I need to share my screen. Window. Screen sharing is possible. Resume. Okay. Okay, can you all see the screen now? Can you all see the screen now? Okay, this is what I need from all of you. If you're ready, right, can you please, ready means you have a pencil or pen and a piece of paper to write things with. If you're ready, type ready. Okay, if you're ready, type ready. And then I'm going to get started. Sophia, Lisa, Dejon. Okay, I got 2 Alisas here. Okay, 3 Alisa. Okay, Wenxuan here, is it? Okay. If you're ready, can you please type ready, ready, ready? Ready means you have your pen, your paper ready to do writing, okay? And today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about exam habits that win you marks. Now, what does that really mean? Okay, that means that you do not have to study any harder than you already have in order to get these marks. Okay, that's what it means. So in a way, it is like marks that you could have gotten in the past if you had these habits. Okay, I repeat, marks that you would have gotten last time in your last time exam if you had these habits in the first place. Okay, now then you say, oh, isn't that something I already have? The answer is obviously no, because if you already have it, then you wouldn't lose those marks. Okay, it is not simply just how to avoid careless mistakes. It is more than that. This is more like exam strategy and how to prepare yourself, how to take an exam right, so that you can squeeze the most juice out of that lemon. Okay, you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, the goal here is to squeeze the maximum amount of juice out of the lemon. Meaning, what is the lemon? The lemon is the exam, and the lemon is what you hold in your hand and you can get the most out of it. Okay, that is your goal today. What if the lemon is dried? Then you need to buy a new lemon. Why is your lemon dried? Actually, that's a very good question. But lemons don't come naturally dried. Right? Lemons come in a non-dried state. That's because you dried it. So I guess what you mean by dried, when it comes to the exam, means you never study, lor. That one is not my fault. That's your own fault already. What if we already ran out of juice? What if somebody already squeezed it? Then bring along an extra lemon just in case. How about that? What if there's no lemon? Then what are you doing in the exam hall? That means you never study. What if there's no lemon? Lemon died. Ask you a question. Is a lemon that is plucked off from a tree that you have in your supermarket, is it a living thing or is it a dead thing? What do you think? Is it living or is it dead? Then use some slime. Dead? Living? See? Different answer. Dead. Ting ting. What is ting ting? Lime. Dead. 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 I love lemon juice. Hey, I also love lemon juice. All say dead. It's a living thing. It's a living thing. Okay? If you put it under a microscope, they still are cells. The cells are still living. Okay? The lemon is, and then it's got seeds. The seeds are living. Right? Yes. Okay? If you could be a fruit, what kind of a fruit will you be? If you could be a fruit, what kind of fruit will you be? Huh? Not lemon, then what? Huh? Huh? What is this? What skull? I won't be a fruit. Durian. Wow. Okay, why durian? Is it because durians are the most expensive? Mango and a mustard. What's a mustard? Is a mustard a fruit? I cannot bring a lemon in the exam. Jackfruit. Orange. Jackfruit? Oh. You love Mr. Low, but I love Mr. Low. What is this? What is this supposed to be? Who love lemon juice? Watermelon, mango, papaya, raspberry, mangosteen, passion fruit, toilet fruit. Hey, what's a toilet fruit? Maybe I should Google that later. Is it a new fruit I do not know about? Toilet fruit. That's quite cool. Durian is the king. Apple, the toilet fruit king. You can't bring lemon to exam. Are you sure or not? Are you sure you cannot bring a lemon to an exam? Maybe you can. Has anyone ever tried bringing a lemon and then the teacher say, no, you can't bring a lemon to the exam? Exam fruit. The king of everything. Cannot bring. Gerald eats everything. Hey, don't be cruel. Oi, no making fun of other people here. Okay, come, let's start. Ready? Oh, you got pen ready? Okay, exam habits that win you marks. Let's begin. Now, this is a talk that I arranged for all the levels, P3, 4, 5, 6. So this is not about, how to do a P5 exam, how to do a PSLE exam, how to do a P3 exam. This is something that you can use not only for your PSLE, not only for your end of year P5, end of year P4. You can also use it for all your WAs. You can even use it for your small tests. Okay, if you know these strategies. Okay, so now some of you will lose marks on your next test, not because you don't know the answer, but because you did not know how to use your time. Okay, and today our goal is to fix that for you. Fix the way you use your time so that you get the most number of marks. So I have a question for you. Okay. Okay, quickly, if you have ever ran out of time in a test and had to rush the last few questions, type 1. If this has never happened to you, type 2. Okay, now the question is this: if you have ever had a test where you ran out of time but couldn't finish, or you had to rush through to finish, type 1. If not, type 2. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Twin stars can only count as 1. 2 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, 20 of you, and there are 47 of you here. Is it? So is it everybody answer or not? Or some people never answer? 21. Okay, maybe I should count the number of 2s to be fair. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So about half of you half of you have never run out of time, half of you have. Okay, I can tell you which half have not. It is your P3s and P4s here who have not. Okay, maybe even some of the P5s. But most of those who say yes, that means you already took a P5 year-end exam and you are in P6. Okay, so P3s and 4s, you all need to get ready for this. You need to know that as you go up in level, the exams are going to get harder. And even though you have more time, okay, because right now when you're in P3, P4, your exam is like 1 hour, 1.5 hours. When you go to P6, the exam is 2.5 hours. So you got more time, right? But it doesn't mean that you can finish the paper, because now the time taken to finish the paper takes actually a lot longer. Okay, so you actually run out of time. Okay, so anyway, this is for those of you who did today, who have run out of time before, or had to rush through, or in future, you probably are going to have to rush. Okay, this is to prevent that, all right? So now the next thing I'm going to talk about is this. Okay, so some of you will lose marks on your very next test, not because you didn't know the answer, it is because of how you use your time. Okay, now next one. Why habits beat being smart? The best scorers aren't the ones who know the most. The best scorers are the ones who make the fewest silly mistakes. In other words, you can know less than another student, yet you can get better marks. How many of you agree? If you agree, type A. If you disagree, type D. Okay? I ask again, how many of you believe that you can know less than another student but still get a better result? If you agree, right, you type A. You disagree, you type D. Yeah, almost every one of you are typing A, right? Yes, it's true. If, let's say, out of 20 questions, you can only get 15 correct, and you get 14 correct, okay, you make one mistake. And then another student can get 18 correct, 3 more than you, but only get 12 correct. Who wins? The first student or the second student? The second student, right? Even though he can get less correct, if everybody get everything correct, but he still get better result. Why? Because he got less careless mistake. Okay? So studying hard is one thing, knowing your maths is one thing, but getting the marks is a different thing. Okay? And how do you get your marks? By not losing careless mistakes marks. So that's very important. But careless mistakes is partly got to do with time management as well in the exam. Because if you manage your time badly, you will rush. And when you rush, you make careless mistakes. Okay? So you need to have the right habits. Okay? So this works if this is a 10-mark exam, a 20-mark exam, a 50-mark exam, or a 100-mark exam. Okay? Okay, now I want to talk to you about this thing called the marks per minute rule. Okay, this is where you start writing down. Okay, the first thing you need to write down is this. Write this down. Good habits beat being smart. Good habits beat being smart. Maybe I need to write on like this one. Okay, come. New. I write for you, so you all know what to copy. I cannot find it. Okay, never mind. I just made a page. Okay. I cannot write. I don't know why I cannot write. Hang on. Give me a moment. Can I do? One moment. I'm trying to create some space so that I can create a document for you. One moment now, guys. One moment. Okay. Finally. Okay. Where was I? Okay, so we're back here. So the first thing I said to you was to write this down. Okay, you are going to write down. You're going to write down number 1. You're going to write being smart beats working harder. Okay, write this down. Being smart beats working harder. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't work hard, but it can mean that if you work hard, it can all be wasted and you don't get the marks because you didn't get the marks, right? You lost the marks because you didn't get it right when you could have gotten it right. So, in other words, being smart is about having the right exam or test habits. Okay, this one very important. So write this down first. Write this down. Okay. If you're done, type done. If you're done, type done. Quick, quick. I will move on one. The screens will disappear. Lexton, are you done? Do I need to write down notes? I'm Chloe from... Yes, please write. Everybody needs to write. Everybody needs to write. Please write. Okay, type done if you're done. Okay, so today you are going to learn these right exam or test habits. Okay, that's our goal for today. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the slide since you're done. Going back to the slide now. And next, we are going to talk about the mark per minute rule. The mark per minute rule. So, for example, you can see there, the first example, example number 1. There are 50 marks and there are 60 minutes to complete this paper. How much time do you have per question? Come, can you see who can tell me how much time is one question? 1 minute and how many seconds? 1 minute and how many seconds? Come on. Focus. You all need to write these things down and listen. 1 minute and how many seconds? Okay, how come not even one of you can get it right? I'm talking about example 1, no? 50 marks, 60 minutes. How many minutes do you get for each mark? How many minutes do you get for each mark? 1 minute, 2 seconds? No. Almost correct, but no. 1 minute, 10 seconds? Also almost correct, but no. You already cannot calculate. Come on, you can do this. Guys, come on, you can do better than that. 1 minute, how many seconds? 17425. Hey. Okay, I help you out a little bit. Come on. It is 60 divided by 50. Okay, try not to cheat. Don't use a calculator. What you're going to get? Yes, finally, one person got it right. Well done. Blizzard Claw is who? I forgot again. Yes, but well done. Well done. You're the first one to get it. Okay. Answer is 1 minute, 12 seconds. Okay. Now that is if you got 50 marks in 60 minutes, right? Okay. Can I ask you a question? Do you think the 1 minute, 12 seconds includes checking time? Yes or no? Does it include checking time? Yes, it's 1 minute, 12 seconds. Huh? Because if you take 60, and you divide this by 50, you will get 1 1/5 minute. Okay? Now, 1/5 of a minute means that you will get 12 seconds. So therefore, it is 1 minute and 12 seconds. But question, is this 1 minute and 12 seconds all the time you have to answer the question? Yes or no? Do you have this amount of time to solve? Do you have this amount of time to solve the question? It's very hard to remember the name from the email address, my dear. You cannot blame me. It's very difficult. Okay, but yes, 1 minute 12 seconds is correct. Answer is no. That's right. Actually, the 1 minute 12 seconds includes what? Okay, this is what 1 minute 12 seconds include. Okay, so in this example, the total amount of time that you have includes a few things. Your time for 1 mark includes, or the time, if you want to be more precise, the time for each question includes what? It includes, number one, time to read the question, time to think about how to solve the question, time to actually do the question, and who can tell me what is the last one? Who can tell me what is the last one? Yes, somebody said it already. Can say it again? That's right, check. You also need to check. And this is the time. So for example, if you have 4 marks and you calculated that you have 6 minutes, the 6 minutes is not that you got 6 minutes to do, The 6 minutes is 6 minutes to read, to think, to do, and then finally to check. So actually, right, can you tell me, out of the 6 minutes, right, how many minutes do you have to do the question? To do the actual doing? How many minutes do you have if there are 6 minutes? What do you think? 3 minutes? Clayton says 3. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 3 to 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You see, everybody got different idea. So what does that say? That means you will all be doing different things during exam, right? Okay. What is the right amount of time? Okay, the right amount of time is probably closer to 4.5 minutes. Okay, 4.5 minutes. You will need to take about 4.5 minutes to solve the question neatly, and then you will be left with about 30 seconds to check the question. The first 1 minute will roughly be the time for you to read and to think about the question. Okay, so this is roughly how you break it down. But this is a bit too complicated, isn't it? So what is the easy way to do this? Is every question that you see, if you see a 1 mark question, think of it as 1 minute. A 2 mark question, think of it as 2 minutes. Okay, for the P3s and 4s here, you have a little bit more time than that. For the P5s and P6s, that is really the amount of time you have. Okay, so, but even doing that, right, can be a bit complicated because who is going to look at the watch all the time? So is there an easier way to do this? Okay, but before we do this, let me now come to here, the halfway checkpoint. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to write this down now. 1 mark equals about 1 minute to do. Okay, this one doesn't include checking. 1 minute to do the question. Okay, so most of the P3s and 4s, your most of your questions are 2 mark questions. That means you have about 2 minutes to do each question. Okay? Now, having said that, of course, not every question has the same amount of difficulty. There will be some questions where you will need to spend less time, some questions you spend more time. So sometimes if you see a 2-mark question, and then you say, hey, I do it within like 20 seconds. Oh no, I save so much time. I'm very fast. Not true, because later on, there may be a 2-mark question that may take you 5 minutes. So all the time that you save here in a few questions, right, will all go to this. Okay, so even though you finish it in 20 seconds, doesn't mean you slow down. Okay, remember that it doesn't mean you slow down. Okay, so can you all just write this down? 1 mark equals to 1 minute, 2 marks equals 2 minutes, etc. Okay, so for example, this is like for example, so if 5 marks is 5 minutes. Okay, write this down. If you're done, type done. If you're done, type done. So I can move on. Once I see a few people type done, I will move on already. You always have a watch, correct? I agree. It's very important to always have a watch. But then the thing is, you cannot always be looking at the watch, right? Because you're doing the question, right? Then your mind get very distracted. Very good. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Very well done. Okay. Those of you who have not gone to give me a thumbs up in the bell signal there, can you please go and do so, please? Okay. Now, I'm going to go to the next one, which is the really important one. The really important one is this one. It's called the halfway checkpoint. Now, I will read the screen for you to see first, okay? At the halfway point of your time, check. Have I completed roughly half the marks of this paper? So, for example, below you can see halfway through your time. For example, the example is 40-mark test. You got 50 minutes. How do you check? Okay, half of the 50 minutes is 25 minutes. You can see that they wrote there. Halfway through your time equals 25 minutes. At the 25 minutes mark, you need to check whether you have already done about 20 marks, which is half of the paper. So, for example, if every question is 2 marks, how many questions should have been done? Go. At least how many questions should have been done? Very good. Thank you very much. Well done. Blizzard Core wins. Niha Modi wins. First, second, and Nandini third. Francis fourth. Josh, fantastic. Okay. Now, this is about what we call the halfway mark rule. Okay. But in order to know about the halfway mark rule, what do you think you need to know first? Before you can even use this method, right? What do you think you even need to know first? What is the most important thing you need to know first? Let's see who can figure this out. In order to use the halfway mark rule, yes, it's 10 in our example. But my question is this. In order to know that it is 10, you must first know what? One of you said, what is the halfway point of time? Yes, of course. But that one is something that you can get from the front of the paper. You immediately can divide and you will know how many marks, right? What is the other thing that is very important? In order to know that 10 is the halfway mark, what do you need to know? Come on. In order to know that 10 is the halfway mark, what do you need to know? Isn't it very obvious? I haven't. Yes, very good. Nelly has won. Well done, well done. You need to know how many questions the paper has. You need to know how many questions the paper has. So what you want to do is you want to go all the way to the back of the paper and see how many questions there are. Now, of course, sometimes there's section A, section B, section C. Right? So if there are different sections, then what you want to do is you want to go to, okay, this is how you use the halfway mark rule. Okay, the halfway mark rule. This one important. I'll write this down. Now, the first thing you want to do is check how many questions there are. Okay, check how many questions there are. But like I said, sometimes they have section A, section B, section C. So what you want to do is you want to go to each section, the last question of each section to check the question number. Okay, so you need to check. So for example, section A, maybe they will say there are 15 questions. Section B, let's say there are 10 questions. Then section C, let's say there are 5 questions. So now I know that I have 30 questions. So the halfway mark will be about question what? Come, what will be the halfway mark in this example? Where is the halfway mark in this example? Question number 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 20 on, 20 on. Okay, good, 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 good. Yes, excellent. You should be at least, because there are a total of 30 questions, you should be at least at question 15, because 15 is half of 30. Now, there's something I need to say about this though, which is that because the first part of the paper is normally the easier questions, if you are at question 15, hang on, let me copy this and put it in another page. If you are at question 15, okay, if you are at question 15, are you actually really at the halfway mark, or are you too slow or too fast? Come, let's go. If you really are at question 15, are you going too quickly or too slowly or just right? What do you think? What do you think? Too fast, too slow, or just right? Very good. Clever. Yes, you're all right. Okay? The answer is you are too slow. Too slow. Why? Because the easy questions, by right, you should have finished faster. So, if this was really a 30 question paper, you should... Now, that is also, by the way, the reason why I wrote this word. It is the reason why I wrote at least. Because if you are not even at 15, you are way, way too slow. Okay? So by right, you should maybe at question 18 or question 20, somewhere around there already. Okay? And if you are already there, are you, let's say you are at 18 to 20, and this is half the time of the paper. Okay. Let's say this is this paper give you 2 hours. And now you are at 1 hour and you are at question 18. Are you too fast, too slow, or just right? What do you think? Okay, for simplicity, let's say I'm now at question 19. Okay, am I too fast, too slow, or just right? Too fast? Okay. Fast? Too slow? Just right? Just right? Too fast? Just right? Okay, the answer is you are probably just right. You are not too fast. You are not too slow. You are about just right. Okay? So you take the halfway point, right? Then you add a little bit. Because why? The front of the paper is always easier, which means that you could have gotten faster. It also means that at the back of the paper, it will be harder and you will need more time. So definitely being at 19, you are not too fast. Okay? Okay, so then why am I talking about the halfway mark rule? Because if I don't use the word halfway mark, it'll be very difficult to calculate. So all you got to do now is take the amount of time, find the number of questions, take the half of each one, and then add a few more questions to the middle. That will be roughly where you should be. Okay? And this will tell you, right, whether you are going too fast, too slow, or just right. Okay, now I'm going to erase off this small part here so that I got space to do other things. You can keep it on your paper. You don't have to erase. Okay. Next. Okay, what I want to do this is I'm going to give you another example, and then I want you to work it out for me to see whether you understand what I'm saying. So the example will be this. Okay, example will be this. I have section A, 20 questions. I have section B, 20 questions. I have section C, 4 questions. And for this paper, I give you 1.5 hours. Okay, I don't want to make it too difficult for you, so I'll write 1 hour 30 minutes. Can you tell me which question should you be at what time? Meaning the halfway mark. Which question should you be at what time? Let's see who can get it first. Go. Which question should you be at what time? So you need to show me two things. You should tell me you're at question number what, and then the time is how much time already? How many minutes? Very good. Okay, very good. Emmeline's and Blizzard Claw, 45 minutes, 25 to 30 questions. Yes, I think that will be fair. 45 minutes, 25 to 30 questions. Emmeline says 22, 45. Okay, Emmeline, you're taking the right in the middle, right? But remember, I said you need to add a little bit to it, okay? Nandini, 22 to 27, 45 minutes. Very good. I agree with that. Joshua, that's Kaylin, 45 minutes, 25 questions, about there. Yes. First question at 1 minute. No lah, that's not what I'm asking, right? Okay, Hiccup Chu, 21 at 70. That's way too slow. You won't be able to finish. Okay, 22, 45 is probably not accurate lah. You need to add a few more questions. Okay, 20 is too slow. Okay, if 45 minutes, 20 is too slow, because 45 is correct, by the way. The time is correct. Okay. Tyson, 25 to 30, 45 to 55 minutes. Yes, I will agree with that. Okay. Dunlin Tan, question 30, 45 minutes. Yes, I will agree with that too, actually. Okay. You are probably tending on a bit on the fast side, but actually it's okay. Right? 43 minutes, 28 questions. Okay. 45 minutes, 25, 20 to 30 questions, 45 minutes for Fu Tun Fong. Okay, very good. 22 or more at 45. Yes, I agree, Nelly. 23 to 30, 45. 26 questions, 45. I agree with both. 23, 46. 46. Okay. I don't think you got time to be so precise. Okay. Yeah, you are more or less doing an estimation. Zichuan 31. Zichuan says 31 and 45. Actually, even that is okay. 31 and 45. Because if there are 44 questions, right, it means probably question 35 to 44 are the ones that will take a lot of time. Okay, so even that is not really too fast. It's okay, actually. 30, 31 is actually, kind of think of it, still okay. All right, so it's roughly something like this. Okay, so you understand what I'm trying to say to you already? If you understand, right, I give you one more example, right? And then now you tell me again, based on the halfway point of time and question, right? Where should you be? Now, most of you, the number that you stated was probably a little bit too low, just a little bit too low. Okay, you want to go a little bit higher than that. So let's try again. So let's say now I give you section A, I give you 15 questions. Section B, I give you 15 questions. And section C, I give you 10 questions. In total, I give you 2 hours. Okay, come. What time and which question? What time and which question? Go. What time and which question? Oh, you do have to think about this. Very, very important. And you said during the exam, I do not think I will have time. The reason you don't think you'll have time is because you don't have this habit. How long do you think it takes to do this? The answer is it only takes 1 minute. So if you have 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 1 minute is very little time to use to plan your time properly. Okay? It only takes you 1 minute to do this. Okay, and the reason you feel that way, right, is because you have not done it before. That's why you feel that way. Okay. 1 hour. Nandini says 1 hour 20 to 27. 1 hour at 30. 1 hour at 23. 23 is a bit low. 20 to 27, I will also say is still. If you say 20, I would say it's low. Okay. No, 1 hour 45 is not right because you only got 2 hours. So it has to be within 1 hour. Okay. So 1 hour is the middle point. Emmeline says 1 hour 30. Okay, that I think is good. Okay. Fuminance says 1 hour and 30. 30 M. 30 M is what? M is minute. Okay. Joshua, 1 hour 25 questions. Okay, not bad, but can still be a little bit faster. But that's about right. Okay, 20 question 1 hour is too slow. Okay, Emma, 20 question 1 hour is too slow. Need to be faster than that. Because I know 20 is the middle, but remember I said you need to add something to it. So maybe around 25, 26, 27. Okay. 26, 56. Okay, I think that's fair. 30, 60 minutes actually also can. Okay, tending a little bit on the fast side, but okay. 1 hour at 20 questions, too slow. Too slow. You need to be faster than that. 31 at 1 hour is okay. 1 hour 28, 1 hour 29, all okay. I also said 1 hour 30 minutes. 1 hour. No. I asked 1 hour how many questions, right? Because 1 hour is the middle point. Yeah, I think you're about starting to get it already. Okay, so I'm comfortable with that. So because of that, I'm going to now move on to the next point. Okay, I didn't want to just tell you middle and then, because that is just theory, right? I need you all to be able to handle this part yourself. Because after all of you are going to have different exams, different amount of time, different number of marks, right? So I need you all to have this skill. Okay, very good. So now you have talked about the halfway checkpoint. Next. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about. So check how many questions there are. Number 2, check. This is what you write. Check how much time you have. Okay, now just an additional thing on my own, right? When I do this for myself, when I take an exam, I will actually look at the clock. So for example, this is an example. This is a 2-hour paper. So I know that the middle is 1 hour. I will look at the clock. Teacher maybe starts the exam and says, okay, now the time is 7:55. Okay, then I will know that at 8:55, that is my middle of my paper. And then let's say
there are 40 questions. Then I should expect that I will be at least be between question 25 to 30. If not, I am too slow. And if I am too slow, I will now speed up. Okay? This is what I will do. So this is an example. So check how much time you have. Then, number 3, you will have to half the time, comma, half the questions, and add a bit. Add a few questions to that. Okay, this will be your halfway mark rule. Because just now you was it Olsen? You said you don't think you have time to do this checking, right? Which takes 1 minute. Then do you really think you have time to keep looking at your watch every 2 minutes to see whether you're on time? That's even harder, right? So this is actually the easier thing to do. All right. So next, this is something that is very, very important. Okay? A lot of you, this is even more important than the halfway time rule. This is even more important. Okay? So listen very, very carefully. Before you start, skim and highlight. What does that mean? It means that when you start the exam, you do not start writing first. I repeat, you do not start writing first. The first thing you do, other than checking the time and the halfway mark thing, is you will look through every single question. Everything, from beginning to the end of the paper. If you have 90 minutes, 1.5 hours doing the problem sums, and now I'm referring to especially to the P5 and P6s, during the end of year exam, which is worth 100 marks. Okay, now, of course, this also applies to the P3s and P4s, but like I said, the P5s and 6s, you will have way less time than you're used to. So I'm going to give you a scenario. So what you do at the start of the paper, okay, so paper starts. Then the first thing you should do is do the halfway check. Okay? Meaning, what is half the time? What is half the questions? Okay, do this very quickly. If you already know this before the exam, even better. Frankly speaking, you should know at least what is the total amount of time for the exam before the exam. If you don't know, right, before the exam, go and ask your teacher in class. Ask your teacher how long is the paper. Ask your teacher how many questions will the exam have. Your teacher should be able to tell you this, because this is not cheating. This has nothing to do with the material, right? This is just saying how much time and how many questions. Some of you in the piece of paper that your teachers gave to you, they already stated how many questions, how much time. Use that. If you know all these things, calculate before the exam. Don't go in there and calculate, okay? But if you have not, right, at least do this. Number 2, this is where you skim and highlight. Now, what is skim and highlight? Skim and highlight means you read through every question from the first to the last. Look at all the questions. Do not do the questions. Just look at it. Okay? Why? Because it prepares your mind to know roughly how long this paper is going to take for you to do. And also, it will prevent you from spending too much time on the questions that you are stuck at, because you know that you have a lot more behind and you have an idea how much more you have. So this is really, really very important. Okay, so please remember this. This is like critical, super important. Okay, so I come back to the slide. So in the slide, it says that you have to look through the whole paper first. Don't answer yet. This is what, how many of you, tell me the truth, how many of you so far when you take exam, right, every time is teacher says, okay, start, and then all of you turn the paper immediately, the first thing you do is you start writing already. How many of you do that? If that is you, right, type me. If that is not you and you already are doing this, you look through the whole paper before you start, type not me. Me or not lah, just me or not. Be honest. Me, right? A lot of me, right? Yes. Anyone not me or not? Anyone not me? Not me, very good. Anyone else? Nah, okay, good. Not me, good. Okay, now, thank you for being very honest. So those of you who typed me or will have typed me but didn't type, you are the one that need to do this. Okay, I repeat. You are the one that needs to do this. Look through the entire paper first. Just flip the pages. You're not flipping for the fan. Yeah, flipping, but you do need to read the questions, okay? But read fast. The meaning of skim is to read fast. At the same time as you're reading, underline your keywords. Some of you are still not doing that. I have to remind you every single lesson. Please do that. It is very important because it helps your eyes to focus. You will not be, you'll be saving time by doing that actually. Okay? So if you read number 2, it says, underline or circle the keywords, numbers, units, how many, total, difference, at least, all these keywords. Number 3, then now that you know what's coming, meaning you already know how long the paper is, you know what the questions are going to look like. You will not be surprised in the end and say, I didn't know the back so easy. If I knew it was so easy, I would have done this first. Or it won't be like, oh no, the last 2 questions so difficult. I only left 3 minutes. How to do? You won't be in this situation. Understand? Okay. Now, so this is the meaning of skim and highlight. By the way, the word skim simply means read quickly. Okay? So you highlight and read quickly. It doesn't mean you take your time slowly, half solve the question in your head. That's not what you are supposed to do. Okay? All right. Screening is bad for health. What are you talking about? Okay. Now, next, and I think this is the last thing I'm going to say today already, because I overrun because of the technical issue. I will probably do another session of this, okay? But for now, this is the last thing I'm going to do for today, which is, what do you do if you cannot do a question? Now, a lot of you, I would say, okay, this one requires you to be very honest with me, and I would like every one of you to answer me. How many of you still have this habit of, when you do a question, you know that you're not supposed to spend too much time, you look at the question, you get stuck, but you want to solve it, so you just keep pushing. You're supposed to have, say, 2 minutes to do it, and then at the end of 2 minutes, you still really haven't done much, and then you tell yourself, but I can one, and then you tell yourself, then after that you say, okay, I give myself 1 more minute, and then at the end of the 1 minute, you tell yourself, I'm almost there, I give myself 1 more minute, and then after that, after the 1 minute, you tell yourself, how come wrong? Cannot be, I know how to do this. Then you give yourself 1 more minute. Okay, how many of you are still like this? If you are, right, type no more. Type no more. Type no more. Never again. If that is not what you're doing, then you type, I am disciplined. I am disciplined. Okay? Just a moment. I need a piece of tissue. Come, let's see what your response is. No more, never again. It never ends. Yeah, exactly. It never ends. Maybe another minute. Me, I just skip the question. Not me, I skip. I am disciplined. Very good. Happy to see that. I am disciplined. No more, never again. Unfortunately. No more. I am disciplined. I'm disciplined. Okay, I would say maybe 60% of you to 70% of you, even though you know this, you still do it, right? Okay? It's not your fault. Okay, first of all, I want to take this away. I want to say that it is not your fault. It actually, it's because you are really trying your best to get good result, right? That's why you're like this, ma. But then, the truth is, sometimes having the right intention gives you the poorer result. Because that is not the smart thing to do. You need to remember that. It will feel like it's the right thing to do, but it is not. If you have already used up your 2 minutes and you really haven't done very much, what you want to do is to circle the question very, 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 very obviously. Okay, what do I mean? Means to say, for example, if this was a question, right? Let's say this is a problem sum. Let's say this is problem sum. And let's say this is question 1, question 2. Okay, even if it's not problem sum. And if it's not problem sum and it's going to be slightly difficult, it probably won't be question 1 or 2. It will probably be around, let's say if there are 20 questions, then maybe it'll be around question number 16, question number 18, 19, right? This kind of thing. So what you do is, let's say you didn't do 18. Okay, let's say that, of course, there'll be some space. Okay, then what I would do, right, is I will take my pencil. I repeat, I use my pencil. Okay, if you don't have pencil, you can use pen also. It's okay. Then I will do this. Okay, I'm being very neat here. I'm not normally this neat. Okay, I will do this. First of all, do you notice that my circle is very untidy? Okay, it's because I don't want to spend time drawing a nice circle. Okay, what a stupid use of time, right? Number 2, right? Don't do this. Don't do this. Listen. I know some of you will do this because you all are very neat, some of you. So you will be like this. Must be like that. Draw a perfect, not perfect, but draw a nice circle. Okay, don't do this. Number 1, your circle too small already. Later, when you are trying to find the questions that you skip, very hard to find. Okay, so don't draw a small circle. Draw a big circle. Okay, even if it goes over into another line, like that also never mind. Okay, remember your goal is to get the marks. This is not a beauty contest. Okay, so where's the thing? Okay, so going back to our slide, it says number 1, mark it. So mark it means draw that circle. Then number 2, move on. Number 3, of course, come back later. Okay, can you see the sentence underneath? What does it say? A fresh look later often solves it faster than the first stare ever could. Below it says, don't spend 8 minutes stuck on question 3 and lose question 20, because question 3 is normally a 1 or 2 mark question. Question 20 is maybe definitely a 2 mark question in your context. So you don't want to waste time on a question 3, which is worth 1 mark, and then end up doing missing out question 19 and 20, which is a total of 4 marks. Okay, because that will obviously not be a very smart thing to do, right? And second thing is this. Very, very often, when you go on and do other questions, because you have done so many questions already, your mind becomes warmed up. So when you go back to the question number 3 that you skipped, suddenly you can do already. Because that is really how our mind works. Your engine, right, has become warm. Your mind is your engine. Your engine has become warm. So more information has come to the front of your mind for you to capture. And then when you look at the question number 3 that you couldn't do at first, now suddenly you can. Then you're wondering, now how come I can, last time cannot? This is the reason. So this is why you should never be stuck. If you understand me, type understand. Okay, type you if you understand. If you don't understand, type no. Type you if you understand. If you don't understand, type no. You as in the alphabet U, not Y-O-U. Okay, but never mind. It's okay. It's okay. You, me. Can you go toilet? No, cannot go toilet. Isn't getting marks more important than going toilet? No toilet. Can. Go. Understand and understand. You don't know how to do a question, you must guess and hope the teacher bless you and you get the mark. Can like that one? Can the teacher can bless you and you get the mark? Okay, don't understand. Danger. Why is it you don't understand? You piss your pants. Okay, go. Go toilet if you need. Okay, so I was saying this is the last thing I'm going to say, right? So I'm going to just write this down. Or you write this down on your paper, okay? And then that's it for today. So this is the 1 minute rule. Okay, I'm referring to this one. This one is the 1 minute rule. Okay, right here. The 1 minute rule. The 1 minute rule is that it says market. Market means circle the question, okay? Circle the question. Okay? Then there's a second thing. The second thing is move on. Move on, okay? Go to the next question. Okay, go to the next question. And then later you must come back. Must come back to the question. Okay, you must come back to the question. I know some of you will have this. Guys, stop typing about Trump. No more. Please pay attention. Guys, no typing of Trump for now. Listen, this is important. I want you to pay attention. No more typing, no more typing. Listen, just for now, okay? Just for a moment. Please, this is for your own good, so listen. I know a lot of you do not do this. You do not do the thing I just talked about. You don't circle it and go on and come back later because you think to yourself, no, I already said no more of this Trump thing. Stop. You don't do this because other than the fact that you want to get it right, you don't think you got time to come back. This is especially true for P5 and P6. You don't think you got time to come back. Why you don't think you got time to come back? Because your experience in the past tells you got no time to come back. Why is it last time you got no time to come back? Because you were not using these strategies. So you were doing the wrong thing, which ended up you having no time. And that's why you couldn't come back. But if you were to do these things that I'm telling you now, you for sure will have time. 100% one. If you stay disciplined with these rules of moving on when you are stuck, you will always have time. Because, well, the maths just works that way, right? If you didn't waste time on any question, you would have in fact had extra time to come back. So in future, from now on, just trust that if you were disciplined, if this is not what you're doing now, trust that if you are disciplined, you will have time to come back. If that is not true, right, you tell me. Okay, you go and do your exam and then you can tell me, I was disciplined, I move on, but in the end, I have no time. I can tell you, you will never be able to say that to me because it doesn't make mathematical sense. It is maths. Time is maths. Okay? Okay, guys, I hope you understand what I just said. So, I want you to write one last thing here is be disciplined. Follow the plan. Okay, write this. Okay, and with that, all of you done ready? If you are done, type done. Type done. Done, 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 done. If you are done, type done. I'm going to close this screen. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, there will be a part 2 to this session, which I will do on another day. I'll let you all know when. Maybe next week. And because I don't want to hold you all back too long. Okay? So the piece of paper that you all wrote on, do not lose this. Because if there's a part 2, you will need to continue writing. And then when everything is done, you need to submit to me. I want to see that it's there. Okay? This is very important for you. Understand? Okay, I love you all. Please take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. Decide what kind of fruit you want to be. Stop talking about oranges. And I will see you all in class next week. Okay? Have a great and wonderful weekend and weekday in school. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. I got PDS warning. What's PDS warning? Yeah, you have a good week too. You want to be a durian? I have fried brain warning. Joseph loves you. Oh, tell Joseph I love him too. Okay, see you guys. Bye.